Hey guys, Sequoia here from Phoenix Off Grid. Today we are going to install 3 of these 200 watt Renogy N-type Shadow Flux solar panels on the roof of this extended 159 Promaster. And I'm not going to use the typical Z brackets that I usually use. I'm going to use some Unistrut. This is a 6-inch section of aluminum Unistrut. Unistrut is something that's commonly used in like the commercial or industrial sectors. They use it a lot for installing solar panels on roofs of residences and commercial buildings. And today we're going to use this because of the orientation of these panels. This is a very flat roof. The panels are going to go one by one, just straight in a line. I'm going to use some Unistrut solar mounting hardware. Now, I've never really used this stuff before on vans because typically I'm kind of Tetrising solar panels around air conditioners and max fans and whatever else is on your roof, an antenna or a skylight. But this is a nice easy straight shot, and I wanted to give this a try. It's something that you might want to do on your van roof. We're going to go inside, we're going to take a look at the hardware and how this all fits together. Then we're going to come back and install it on the roof and take a look and see how it goes. All right, so here we have this aluminum Unistrut, and you can see it's an aluminum extrusion. It's measuring 1 5/8 inches tall and 1 5/8 inches wide, so it's perfectly square. The idea is that, and this doesn't have any holes on the bottom. If you're at Home Depot or something, you might see a steel version of this, galvanized version of this with holes on the bottom. But today we're going to just drill our own holes. You could even probably glue this to the roof of the van if you wanted to, but I'm going to put some holes with some screws and also use some Sikaflex and then mount that to the van roof. And on the Promaster, because of the corrugated or ribbed roof, it's going to be really easy to make sure that these are sort of straight in a line. And they don't have to be perfectly aligned because I'm using small sections, right? I could use like a full length Unistrut extrusion, but with these panels, the only part of the panel that's resting on this is just right here, and everything from here to there is sort of pointless. So I'll make my pieces go a lot further if I cut them into short sections. I might even kind of bevel or angle the edges to make it just look maybe more aerodynamic or something. But the idea with these and how these are used is there's hardware that you can buy, and this is sort of like a Unistrut. I don't know, I'll call it a nut. I maybe don't know all the terminology to it, but you can see, and this has a plastic piece that is sort of like, I don't know what you want to call that. It's a bit to keep it from dropping in the channel and getting lost. So the idea is that you just rest it on the top, and then you can swivel it in, and these little plastic wings hold it in place so that you can put your bolt down when it's time to put the hardware in. I just got this stuff off of Amazon. I'll have affiliate links in the description. But you can see this little nut has like some teeth, and those teeth are meant to grab on the bottom of that little lip there. You can see that the nut is also kind of curved. That way when you drop it in and spin it, the curve, I don't know, contours to the rotation when you put it in there. Right, and so these nuts came with 2 different types of hardware. There's sort of this like T-shaped bit, and this is going to go in between 2 panels, right? So if you have your Unistrut right here, you have your nut in place, you'd slide that right over there, and then you would have this T-bit, and it's toothed on the bottom. This is going to fit right in between your panels, so it spaces your panels out by about 5/8 of an inch. So if you're laying out your panels and you're really tight on space, you need to take that into consideration. But yeah, this would go there, right? You have your long bolt, and then it connects, and then you tighten it down, and that's it. It's pretty simple. And the panels just lay down. If you ever need to take your panel off, you just remove this hardware, take the panel off, and this stays put, which I really like. You can't say that about the Z brackets. The Z brackets, you would have to cut sealant, you'd have to, you know, take your screws out and then reinstall everything. This is just, it is how it is, and it's really easy. Now on the ends, right, if I'm having 3 panels, I'm going to have a panel, I'm going to have this fastener, and then a panel, and then another dual fastener, and then on the ends, we have this bit. And when I was ordering these, and this came as a kit, there's different heights to this. And so you want to make sure that the height of your panel is jiving with this. You can see this is bent with 2 different legs, a short leg and a long leg, so that you can, you know, orient it to the appropriate height of your panel. The long leg is almost too long here. The short leg is better. Alternatively, on the ends, your Unistrut could be sort of pushed in under the panel, and then the long leg could be used, and then this part is extending below the top of the Unistrut. Well, I don't know if that totally works. You have to make sure that your bolt is getting into the nut. Also, you could probably cut that off. You could grind it off. You might even be able to, I would probably grind it off, not break it off. But I'm going to use the short leg vertically. That's going to go just like that. And then I'm going to pop the nut in there and hold it down. So that's the basic idea with installing the Unistrut. I'm going to cut a couple sections of this. This is 6 inches long. I might even cut a shorter section. But to make it simple, I'll probably just cut a bunch of 6 inches. All right, I have all my pieces cut. I used the drill press to put 2 holes in there. I'm gonna use this hardware right here. This is a stainless number 10 3/4 self-tapping hex head screw. I don't want these to be very long because we're installing this in a manufactured Winnebago Class B van, and I don't really know what's in the roof. Are there wires running the roof? Is there framing under there? I just want these screws to be long enough to grab into the metal. And really the screws aren't doing a lot of the work. Most of the work is going to be done by this Sikaflex 221. Now this is like a multi-purpose general adhesive and sealant. I use this almost everywhere. You definitely will get it on you every time you use it, so just keep that in mind. They also make a UV rated version. I think I have that here somewhere actually. Yeah, here we go. So this is the 505 UV. This is the high performance exterior grade sealant, UV rated, so it won't break down with prolonged UV exposure. So, you know, on like a Z bracket where you're going to maybe see, or the sun is going to see a lot of that. In this case, the sun is not going to see a lot of this because it's going to be covered by the panels. But and I've used this for years and years, but somebody brought it to my attention that they do make a UV version and it isn't that much more expensive. So, you know, it might behoove you to use this over this, but most of the time I just have this, and that's what we're going to use today. I did angle the end pieces a little bit, and I didn't bring it down to a sharp point because this stuff can be sharp. I also took a file and kind of filed off, deburred all of the edges quickly, just to make it a little more safe and easier on my hands or somebody else's hands. All right, I have my Unistrut laid out on the roof. I can't tell you how easy this was to measure this out and just have it sitting in those channels. And like, it doesn't even need to be that precise because the panel can move this way. These things can be, you know, off a little bit. And because we're giving ourselves 6 inches, this one's a little shorter, you don't need to be that precise. But I have my 3 panels laid out. I don't even need to worry about, you know, measuring this way right now. I'm going to get my bases in and then put the panels on over there. Now, another thing I wanted to mention if you're doing this at home is the curvature of your van from side to side definitely matters when you're installing a bigger panel like this. If you see this other project over here on the school bus, I've had this come up. I didn't install any of this. I'm actually fixing this electrical system for this shaved ice food truck. But when you have a big panel like this and you're going side to side, the amount of curve on this roof definitely makes a difference. I mean, you can see there's almost like use my finger to measure. It's 2 inches there, and then in the middle there's like maybe half an inch, and they're just using tiny Z brackets. You know, on the Promaster we don't have to worry about that as much, but definitely from, you know, there to the middle there's going to be a difference in the height from the bottom of the panel to the roof of the van. And using this Unistrut right here, like we saw, was 1 5/8 inches tall. We don't really have to worry about that as much. Plus it gives it lots of air gap to keep the panels cool in the hot sun. But now that I have this laid out, I'm going to clean off the roof with some alcohol, screw in with my self tappers, pull the screws out, vacuum up the metal shavings, and then apply Sikaflex and mount it back down. And then I'll replicate it on the other side. All right, I'm gonna measure from this line here just to keep it consistent, 30 inches. Centered on the channel. All right, this is my first fastener, and it went on pretty nice. You can see that the bottom leg of this little angle is touching, so this is probably as big as it could go without having to cut that bit off. So once that side bottoms out, then it starts cantilevering and pushing this down. And I measured, you know, side to side to make sure that it's even. And then I'll just, you know, I'll do that side and then just work my way back. I have 2 ladders, so I'll go from side to side, measuring each way. But look how nice that looks, real nice and flat. Make sure to pull your wires out before you install so you don't have to get under there and fish them out. Also, I would say there's definitely a risk of tightening these too much and compressing this aluminum extrusion and cracking the glass. So definitely keep that in mind. Look at my aerodynamic angle. So I'll work my way back, and then I have to install an entry port that I'll put on the back there. The client also wants a mini panel up here to trickle charge the starter battery. So that's something that I'll do at a later date. Remember to check out the full install video of this Winnebago Roam. This is a wheelchair accessible Class B camper van by Winnebago. Pretty nice. And I'm doing a full lithium battery upgrade. Did a Furrion chill cube, also installed this awning. I'm really excited with how this is turning out. Check out the video.